Hi, today I wanted to talk to you about some of the things I found out about Singer sewing machines. First of all, I want to tell you I'm a woodworker. I like to think I'm a master cabinet maker. Did that for a lot of years. Got involved in drafting and engineering, and got involved also with some very sophisticated software that interface with manufacturing. The point is, I like design, and one of the things over the years I've always been fascinated by is tailors. I can design a piece of cabinet to fit in your kitchen, or a desk or a reception desk that would go into your office or hospital. And I've always dealt with a bunch of different curves, and of course apply them to the CNC equipment that would automatically cut it out. But I've always been fascinated how tailors can figure out how they can make a suit that would fit you or a shirt that would fit you. All the curves and dimensions that they would have to know and do. And these guys can do it right on the fly, just with their eyes closed. I've always been fascinated by that. So about 2 years ago, I bought a sewing machine and just started playing with it and started sewing a couple of things. I did a shirt and a handbag. But one of the things that I noticed in sewing is the problems I was having with the sewing machine. It getting jammed up, needles breaking, tension. Oh my God, tension, that's a whole different subject. And just when you got the tension figured out, now you have bobbin tension, which is a whole different other world. And then once you got everything dialed in, once you change the fabric or thread, you have to adjust the tension again. I couldn't believe how difficult it was just to sew something. And I thought that's all part of sewing for the longest time. Well, one day I broke my bobbin casing, I guess they call it. And I went to a sewing center, I think they call it, where they have a bunch of sewing machines, different kinds. Big ones, small ones, embroidery machines. They even sold vacuum cleaners. The reason why I went there is because I knew they probably had a part for my machine. When I walked in, one of the first things I noticed was that they didn't have any Singer sewing machines. Now, I knew Singer was a very popular machine, and I said to myself, they got to have a Singer sewing machine in here, at least a really good one, because all these machines look really good. And what I found out in talking to one of the salesmen, they said that they carry some parts, but they don't carry any Singer sewing machines because it's more of a machine that a person would maybe sew once or twice a year, the person that occasionally sews. So I asked them, well, what's the difference between a Singer sewing machine and these machines? And then she began to tell me the different pricing of the machines. She said basically, if you buy one of our machines, which is a real cheap price, you're going to have some basic things that you're going to have on the machine. But once you move up to some of the more sophisticated machines, it'll do a lot more for you. So she showed me a machine that cost around $800, which originally it went for, I believe, under $2,000. It was used. And she was trying to sell me the machine. She was a salesman, of course. And believe me, I wasn't about to go buy an $800 machine. But then she talked and showed me what these machines do and how they operate. And I could not believe the difference of those machines to the one I had at home. And I don't mean the different things that it does, because it does. It does a lot of different things that a small Singer sewing machine won't do. But the thing that I saw was the ease of sewing. And one of the things she said will stick in my mind for the rest of my life. She said, you buy one of these machines at this caliber, she goes, you don't think about the machine. You think about sewing and the design and what you're doing as far as putting your project together. You don't have to worry about the machine. The machine will do whatever you want and won't give you any problems. Then I realized that here I am trying to play in the big leagues while I'm still using a little league, so to speak, sewing machine. At that point, I decided I need to get one of these machines because I'm just wasting my time. And, of course, I was getting frustrated. And you know what it's like. You're sewing something, trying to put something together, the machine screws up. Next thing you know, you just walk away from the project. You're just fed up. And in the last 2 years, that's happened hundreds of times with me. I then realized I have to get one of these machines. So I decided to sell 2 of my commercial machines, which basically, were good machines, but if I can't have a good basic machine, why do I have these commercial machines? And besides that, the commercial machines that I had were older models. If I was going to really get into sewing and have commercial machines, I would have better machines. So I decided to get rid of my artisan sewing machine. It has a walking foot, it has a reverse, and I decided to sell my console cylinder head, which is a really good machine. You can sew saddles with it, but when am I going to sew saddles? Anyway, I sold both machines, and I did a little research, and I decided to buy this machine. the Husqvarna Viking Opal 690Q. This machine, I believe, is made in Sweden. You can find these machines for around $700 to $900. I'm not going to go into what the machine can do because there's a lot of YouTubes on how to use this machine and what it does. If you're looking at seriously getting into sewing, I know just like me, you've seen a lot of Singer sewing machines and they're really cheap. And if that's what you can afford, then fine. But I'll warn you, you're going to have a lot of problems with these machines. At least that's the way it was for me. If you can, take a look at some of these other machines. I know they're a little bit more, but it's well worth it. Trust me, I've owned Singer sewing machines and I've owned commercial machines. This machine by far performs really, really good. Plus the things that it does. Don't trust me, go on YouTube, see what this machine does. You won't believe what this machine can do. Also, shop around and see what you can get one of these machines for. Trust me, once you get into a machine like this, you wish you had done it sooner. I did. I wasted 2 years and all the frustration. Well, what am I saying? What's this video about? Well, the video's about don't be like me. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and of course hit the bell. Until then, we'll see you at my next video. Bye.